So back in the day, I used to do these long makeup tutorials, and then along the way I kind of stopped because TikTok came into play and it felt like everyone's attention spans were getting shorter, and it felt like my videos had to be max 60 seconds. So today, to kind of pay homage to my OG videos, I'm just gonna do a lengthy chat talk through makeup tutorial. My base is always a really light moisturizer. I've been really liking the SkinCeuticals RGN6 because it's really light and SPF. And it has to be the Beauty of Joseon SPF because it's so light, it doesn't make my face greasy throughout the day, and it just layers really well with makeup. And then for my base, I'm gonna use the Pat McGrath Skin Fetish Sublime Foundation. I like it because it's really light, and I like to put it on the back of my hand and just use a brush and just stipple it into the skin where it's needed. But I basically use this technique to give my skin a light layer of color and foundation just to even it all out, especially around my eye area. I do have dark circles and some discoloration, so I like to ensure that that's evened out. I'm really liking this Dior foundation. It has a little brush. I honestly don't care for the brush that much. I like the formula. I'm just gonna add a little bit underneath my eye, and this is just to carve out some definition on the face. That's why I like to go in this T-zone area. And one tip is just to let it sit for it to dry down a bit before you blend it in. And then I'm gonna go in with my contour. I really like this Westman Atelier one, but I like also the ABH into the cheeks. And then taking this angled brush, this is from Patrick Ta, I really like it. Something about how skinny this side is just blends it in really nicely, and just blend it into my hairline. And then get the nose. For that concealer, I'm just gonna blend it inward. I'm using also a Patrick Ta. I really like his brushes. I feel like the shapes are very intentional and just get right into the areas that you need it to go. And then in the summer, I really like to prioritize powder products because your skin gets oilier throughout the day, and if you're using a lot of like liquid, it just gets oily really fast and breaks your makeup. This is from Haus Labs. I talk about this bronzer all the time. It's super velvety and just blends in so well. Like, look at that, it's so seamless. Also using the Patrick Ta brush again. And in the motion, you want it to, again, go into the hairline, the natural areas that the sun would hit. And I like to go downwards. Then for blush, I'm gonna use this Haus Labs powder blush as well in shade Pomelo Peach. I was obsessed with this color when I was on vacation, and she's back. Look at how pretty that is. I'm just gonna add it to the highs of my cheeks. I'm gonna add a little to the nose. Look at how pretty that is. I am 34 or turning 34, so I don't want my makeup to look too crazy. So I'm just gonna do a little bit of highlight